Hey everybody, coming back for another guided exercise. This one in particular, if you remember way back, we talked about grounding skills, and one of them that I mentioned was a real quick skill called 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And really that's about using your senses to ground you into the present moment. And these can be really helpful when you're really flooded with different distressing emotions or just overwhelmed in general. And so this one's a little more guided. It's called the relaxing place. Some people have done similar exercises called the safe place. And so really it's just connecting with our bodies to help teach it ways to feel safe. And so this one, I'm going to guide you through it to create your own relaxing place. I want you to always do this in a way that feels good to you, right? Permission to, I will invite you to close your eyes. But if that's too overwhelming for you and not where you are, totally just listen to this. You can also draw or paint and do different things to try to access. Sometimes for some of us, visualizing things is really hard. Some of us really like it. So we're all at different places in our journeys of life. And so I hope that this is useful. I found it pretty useful for myself and a lot of people that I support. So before we begin, just kind of, take a few moments, gather things. If you need to grab some markers or pens or paint, or just kind of where you're at, you can lie down during this, you can sit up, you can just do it in the chair where you are if that's comfortable for you. And just begin to settle in. Place your feet flat on the floor, rest your hands in a comfortable position for you. And as always, just kind of start to tune in, because there's so much going on externally, to your breath. To start to notice where your breath is. Sometimes I notice it in my chest, sometimes in my stomach, sometimes I feel it through my nose. So whatever that is, just tune in. And if it's helpful for you, you can take some long inhales and expanding your belly and breathing out. Do that a few times. And then before we begin, I want you to take a moment and see if you can think of a place for you that's calm and relaxing. So this can be a real place for you, an imaginary place, something in the past, the present, or even the future. Hopefully you have an idea of where that place could be. And so if you have your eyes closed, imagine that you're entering this relaxing place using all of your senses to ground yourself in the scene. So first, I want you to look around using your imaginary sense of sight. What does this place look like? Is it daytime or nighttime? Is it sunny or cloudy? Just notice the details. Are you alone, or are you there with other people or maybe some animals? What are they doing? If you're outside, look up and notice the sky. Look out at the horizon. If you're inside, notice what the walls and the furniture look like. Is the room light or dark? Choose something soothing to look at. And then continue looking at that for a few seconds using your imaginary sense of sight. Next, use your imaginary sense of hearing. What do you hear? Do you hear other people or animals? Do you hear music? Do you hear the wind or the ocean? Choose something soothing to hear, and then take a few moments using your imaginary sense of hearing. Then, using your imaginary sense of smell, if you're inside, what does it smell like? Does it smell fresh? Do you have a fire burning? Or if you're outside, can you smell the air, the grass, the ocean, or even the flowers? Choose to smell something soothing in your scene and take a few seconds using this imaginary sense of smell. And next, notice if you can feel anything with your imaginary sense of touch. What are you sitting or standing on in your scene? Can you feel the wind? Can you feel something soothing that you're touching? If you can, take a few seconds to touch that something soothing using your imaginary sense of touch. And last, use your imaginary sense of taste. Are you eating or drinking anything in this scene? Choose something soothing to taste and take a few moments to use your imaginary sense of taste. Now take a few seconds to explore your relaxing place using all of your senses. Just recognize how safe and relaxed you feel here. And remember that you can come back to this place at any time in your imagination, whenever you need to feel safe and relaxed. You can also come back whenever you're feeling sad, angry, restless, or in pain. So look around one last time to remember what this looks like. And now if your eyes are closed, you can return your focus to your breathing. Again, if it's helpful, you could take some slow, long breaths through your nose and exhale through your mouth. And then whenever you're ready, just return your focus back to the room and open your eyes. Gather back together.